Welcome to Pookie in Paradise. My name is Jeff. My friends call me Pookie, and we are fucking back. How have you assholes been? Hand of the Pook, Leah, Andrew J. Mountz. That snoring in the background is Leah's fucking dog. We can't go through a recording without some random sound in the background or a mic not working. How have you been?
I've been good. How have you been?
Good. Busy, exhausted, tired.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I feel like I should have not talked to you for like a month, but I talk to you more now than normal.
So it's been a few weeks since we've been on. We've been working day and night on the ever-evolving truth. But the other big part of it is with me going to school in January, I wanted to take a steadier job till then. And stupid me took a job that takes an hour and a half to get to because it was salary plus commission, and it's fucking selling used cars, and it's the worst existence in my life. It's horrible.
So cranky, you guys. He's just like,
I hate it. I hate my life.
Like sarcastic Jeff
miserable.
Is just he's miserable and the world is feeling it. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
And it's this, not only is it used cars, it's a dealership targeting low income people with terrible credit. Mm-hmm. So instead of selling cars, people come in and we go through the whole process of getting them approved, only to find out that they don't have a fucking driver's license. Who tries to buy a car without a driver's license?
Are you kidding me?
And then they get pissed at me when I tell them that I can't sell them a car.
Now,
why not?
Mountz, stop going and trying to buy cars from Jeff. You don't have a license. Stop it. It's not nice.
I've been in this job for 45 days, and Mountz comes in every day.
Yeah. Joke's on you. I have a license. It's just suspended.
Right. We can't sell you a car.
Oh.
You gotta stop going, Mountz. Stop.
I keep
You're
telling
driving me insane.
Check with PennDOT. It's there. I just can't use it.
Someone came in the other day and I want to buy a car. Okay. Can I have your driver's license? And she gives me an ID. I'm like, this isn't a driver's license. She's like, well, it just got unsuspended. I'm like, well, you have to go get it before I can sell you a car. That's not what they told me. It's common sense. You should know it already. Then this other lady, she comes in and she's trying to buy a car. And as I'm doing the application.
Yeah.
She has this gigantic bag. She's pulling out a bottle of moonshine and drinking it. She's bombed out of her mind.
No, you're not serious.
Why would I lie? I'm definitely not lying about it.
Oh my God. What did you do?
Well, she didn't have a license either, so luckily I didn't have to address the drinking. But
what would you have done if she did
fruit?
Would you?
First of all, the moonshine was almost gone. She didn't have a whole lot left.
Oh, okay, fair.
And but she wasn't even sneaking. She was just twist the mason jar open, slug it, put it back. She was bombed out of her mind. And I go up to the managers there, and I'm like, this lady's drunk. I go, you have to have a huge set of balls to try and buy a car and be drunk at the same time and expect to drive away.
Yeah.
And then you know what their response was?
What?
Sell it to her.
No, they probably would have, but they're like, oh no, that happens a lot.
That happens a lot.
One of the managers was like, I've seen that happened to me at least 10 times. That's more than a lot when it comes to this situation, in my opinion.
Holy shit. Once is a lot. That's insanity.
Mountz, you've also been working a lot. What's been going on with you?
Just, trying to get a new job set up, but I got to put in some time at this other job while I'm working my full-time job. So,
it's funny because we're playing this like we haven't seen each other in a month, but
right,
we talk every day.
Right. Yeah.
So this was just for the audience to know what's going on because I already know.
Although I didn't know about the moonshine. That was you.
Well, I don't have time to tell a story.
No, you don't. I
do roughly 15 hours, maybe more, if there's traffic, commuting each week. And then on my days off, I still have the real estate clients. I still have, the wedding stuff, the media stuff that we do.
And the Ever Evolving Truth podcast it just monopolizes your time.
It's 30 hours a week.
Yeah, easy.
If not more.
And like,
it's great. I'm not complaining.
No.
That's been my favorite. If you're not listening to the Ever Evolving Truth, you are missing the fuck out. You need to right now.
You really are.
But Mountz, we just railroaded you, Mountz. You've been working 2 jobs. Do you like this new job better or worse than Osgood's?
It's the same, except there's no business currently. That's my job, is to kind of turn the ship. Yeah.
Generate some business.
As long as it's not dessert related.
I was going to say, can you bake?
They have a whole bunch of pre-bought desserts, so I'm hoping to get rid of all those and then, without even saying anything, just making desserts. There's actually a funny story. One of the events I was working was a wedding, and the wedding cake wasn't there right away, and everyone was freaking out. And I was like, "No, I'm a pastry chef. I could make a wedding cake."
And they were like, "No, absolutely not."
The woman, the boss was like, "You seriously can make a wedding cake?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And then immediately the lady with the cake shows up. So
you're like, bitch.
God. So I knocked it on the floor.
That would have made the story better.
I'm telling you, that didn't happen. They said, absolutely not. We'd rather this bride not have a cake. There's no way in hell we'll ever let a trained pastry chef, ever cook a dessert in this motherfucking place.
It was strange because the bride was like, yeah, that'd be great. What's the pastry chef's name? You know what? Just give us more mashed potatoes.
You make her wedding cake out of mashed potatoes?
That would be art.
You fucking idiot. You messed it up.
Pile of mashed potatoes with a celery stalk at the top.
And a carrot.
You've just been so long since you baked a cake. You completely forgot all your training.
It's sprinkles.
Oh my God. Our lives suck. I am really excited to be back, though. I think about Pookie in Paradise all the time, even though it's me. Sounds very narcissistic and self-righteous, but I enjoy doing the show. And I've said it before, where this is my therapy. And over these past 4 or 5 weeks, between how the ever evolving truth and how toxic it is, story after story, and having to go to drive in, not only just go to work. And a lot of people hate their jobs, but they're not an hour and a half away.
Right.
I need to talk it out. I need to vent and be angry at other things. And I haven't had that in a while. So very glad to be back. I hope you guys missed us, all 3 of you.
There's at least 7 now.
Yeah.
There were, until we disappeared.
Right. Not one person asked, "Hey, why haven't you guys recorded a new episode?"
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that.
We could have been dead. We could have been dead. No one cared.
Right.
We're not off to a good start.
No. You know what? Fuck you, audience. That's what I have to say. You don't even care that we're dead.
Right. We're starting over with no audience and building brick by brick with people that care about us.
Right.
So one of the things I'm excited about is I want to change up the format of the show a little bit.
Okay.
So we took a couple of weeks off. So we're going to do the last, quarter to a half a year. But we're gonna run the show up until December, and then we'll take the month of December off and come back in early January. But until then, I want to try out a different type of interview segment, because right now what we do, and it works fine for just us talking to each other, but I feel like the interviews aren't as good as they can be through this software that we use. So I want us to start going and just doing the interviews in person. Just hook up a microphone to our phone and just having a chat. And we have some really good ideas. Well, I do. I don't know about you guys.
I don't have any ideas. I don't know how.
Well, hopefully you start getting some ideas. This is a big opportunity for you both to move up in the company.
Excellent.
Salary's the same though. That doesn't change. Just
Oh, okay.
a lot more responsibility and work.
Perfect.
Same salary
Right.
of nothing.
Sign me up.
So all I want to do more interviews and things in person, and just kind of like almost like, I don't want to say a day in the life of, but just kind of like experience what they do. I want to give you some examples. So there's a plan to have these two girls on called the Wild Kitties. We've been talking about them for a while. I worked with one of them at Sundance for a while. Her mother worked at Sundance. So I know them, and they're, it sounds so creepy when I say this, but they're lesbians. And they have a ton of followers. They're very, open about their life together, and people like seeing that. So previously, it would have just given a password and a code, a username to log into our software, and we would just interview them this way. But now I'm going to go hang out with them. So the Wild Kitties and I are going to go on a date. I'm going to try and unlesbian them with my charm. So that would be an example of that. We still have Mountz's punishment for being late.
Can't wait for that.
Yes.
Right. So I won't say what it is. If you want to go back and listen, go ahead. Especially since we have nothing but new listeners now. We kicked out the old ones. So Mountz is he's a serial latest thing. He's constantly late.
Serially late?
Serially late, yeah. Whatever. And we've given him tons of chances, and he just keeps messing up. So we don't want to fire him. We still like him, but there has to be punishment. He can't get away with this willy-nilly.
No.
It's bullshit. Mm-hmm. Time is money. We haven't seen any of that money yet, but I hear time is money.
Rumor has it.
And Mountz, you just kept us waiting one too many times. So we're gonna do your punishment. We're also, Mountz and I are gonna do like a couples spa day.
That one is my favorite, and I want to come and just videotape it. I just want to be present for the couples spa.
Well, you have to, because you're still the only. There's only 3 people that work here, and Mountz and I are.
Oh, that's true. I have to come.
So you get the pleasure of doing that.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
We also have a young lady who has her own YouTube channel. Her name is Leah, and I told her a while ago that she could be an interview on our show. And her story is interesting because her first YouTube channel, and this is her dream. She wants to be a YouTube star. So we want to help her do that. And isn't that weird though? Like when I was a kid, I wanted to be a baseball player.
Yeah. I wanted to be.
I still want to be a baseball player. If I can quit this show and play professional baseball, I would. I was
going to be Jem, one of the holograms. I was going to tour with Jem. But like now it's like, I want to be,
I'm just amazed at my nieces and their just obsession with just watching people do random things. Like, like these kids watch other kids wash the dishes or play with dolls.
My son's favorite
or open presents.
Yes. So my son's favorite things are to watch other kids unbox toys.
Yeah.
That's his favorite.
The stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, me too. Like there's a whole category called unboxing videos. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's huge.
But with all this there's so many clever things that come out of this. So I overall, it's a positive thing. Like Bat Dad is just like still one of the greatest things that ever come from YouTube, and this fame that just manufactured itself. Nobody knew it was going to be like this when it first started. So there's people, obviously that make a living doing this YouTube. So it is a real thing. So Layla wants to be a YouTube star, and her first YouTube channel was called Layla the Star. And I started watching it. And, at first, I just started watching it as not as a favor to her, but, to give the kids some props, some views, and, I subscribed to her channel. But then I watched her, and she literally had me laugh out loud. Mm-hmm. She's funny. I don't think she realizes how funny she is, but she's really funny. She did this story about her hamster. Her hamster got out of its cage. They lost it. And she's going through talking about how they lost the hamster and giving all these facts about hamsters. Mm-hmm. And the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, oh, well, obviously they found the hamster and it's a happy ending. And at the very end, I kind of tune back in and she's like, oh, by the way, hamsters hate being domesticated. It's like torture for them. And then there's this pause and quick cut. And she's like, oh, and we never found my hamster. Which she basically admitted that the hamster's dead. And it was just like, there's no emotion there whatsoever. It's like, I was laughing for days about that.
They are funny. And she doesn't, I don't think she does know because she's so young. And I want to clarify something. Jeff knows her mother. This isn't like Jeff following around some creepy way.
Thank you very much for pointing that out.
Like he's not just like friends with 11-year-old kids. It's not just a thing.
Yes, I go on YouTube Kids and I subscribe to all of them.
Yeah, and he just watches the little kids constantly.
Yeah, listening to this back, it's going to sound a little creepy there until we get to that. But I'm glad you brought it home.
You're welcome.
Yes, it's
what I'm here for.
A former, still a current friend's daughter, and I think she's so talented because she also she's got a vision when it comes to editing. Like if you watch a kid just videotape themselves, show my age here, record themselves on their phone, like there's no story. It's just random. Like she's got this eye for editing already at such a young age with no training or classes or anything like that. So we really want to lift her up. The point I'm trying to make here is her first she turned off her first YouTube channel because she was getting bullied at school about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's bullshit. So I said she can come on and we can talk about it. So instead of just interviewing her like this, I'm going to go and make a YouTube video with her.
Which is a great idea.
Which you can put on our channel and we can have fun and I can teach her what I know about editing and that kind of stuff. And we'll do a little interview and talk about why what it felt like to shut down something that you really love doing because of other kids. And then we're going to go to the school and kick those kids' asses.
I was going to say, then we should have all the parents of those kids on the show and we should just rate them.
All right. And then after I kick those kids' asses, because she's only like 11 or 12, I will definitely go to jail and the show will be over. So that'll be our last episode. But in between, we're going to have a lot of fun.
Hypothetically speaking, totally off topic, but how many 11-year-old kids could you beat up at one time, Jeff?
Like two.
Two? Mountz?
I could break an endless storm of 11-year-olds coming at me. Like there would be, unless slim chance they got behind me, but I think if they were straight on.
No, straight on. You're in a corner. They can't get.
All right. Yeah. So if I'm in a corner back to a wall, there's no amount of 11-year-olds that'll get me.
It's been like, I don't know, 10 years since I've been to a gym. My muscles have atrophied so poorly, so much that, I don't stand a chance against more than two 11-year-olds, if that.
Now, all right. What about like 7-year-olds? How many 7-year-olds can you take at a time?
Less.
Why less?
They have more energy.
Right.
Oh, good point.
I mean, life is linear, it's
plus you'd have to bend over lower.
What Mountz is suggesting is that no matter who you are as a person or a kid, every year older you get, you lose a little bit of energy.
That's
it's like a video game. When you're born, you have 1,000 energies.
It's science,
right? And then you lose a little bit every year because your body's decaying.
Because of science.
Google it.
Right. Hey, at least we're not talking about wieners yet.
Ah, damn it.
The other little segment that I want to do, because obviously the travel budget here is quite poor. So, going to see people and interview them isn't always going to happen. There's going to be a lull in interview guests at times. So I want to introduce another segment that we can use to fill in. And I'm really excited about this. And off air, Mountz, we had to literally take his computer away to get him to record this show because he loved the idea of the segment so much.
He really did. He's nice.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start when we have nothing else to give you. We're going to give you complete mediocrity. we're going to read Amazon reviews of basic household items. Like, for instance, the debut of this segment, we'll take a break and then we'll come back and do it. But the debut of this segment, we're going to read some 5-star and 1-star reviews of the basic white ice cube trays that everybody's owned at one point in their life.
I actually have 2 of them in my freezer at this moment.
Doesn't that sound exciting? And now, this wasn't planned. I didn't know that Leah owned these ice cube trays.
No, he didn't.
But she's going to be able to confirm or deny if the reviews are accurate or not.
I totally can.
So let's take a break because I want to.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and we'll read some Amazon reviews. We live in a time, in this world, where the line between the truth and lies are blurred so bad that we don't know who to trust. Since the beginning of time, there has been 2 sides to every story, and then the truth. In the latest collaboration project between White Horse Media and Turco, we are dedicated to bringing you the ever-evolving truth. The Ever-Evolving Truth is executive produced by White Horse Media and Turco. On-air talent includes Terry Coleman from the Lazy Witch podcast and Jeff Berg, Andrew Mountz, and Leah Kasari from Pookie in Paradise. All material is copyrighted. Welcome back. Wasn't that a fantastic break? I think that's the best break we ever took.
I'm totally gonna buy all the things that you just advertised.
What did you do on your break, Mountz?
I read reviews of white ice cube trays.
Leah, you got some pretzels.
I did.
You're just eating, and we can hear you chewing on the microphone.
I'm sorry.
But at least your dog stopped snoring.
My dog did stop snoring. That's a good point.
So let's read some reviews. So, as I said before the break, we are going to review, they're called Kitsch, Kitch, Ice Tray Easy Release White Ice Cube Trays, 16 cube, which is a pack of 2. So that's 8 cubes per tray. The price, $6.95. These are not fancy ice cube trays. These are just regular ice cube trays.
$6.95.
So yeah, as I said,
that's high.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for an ice cube tray.
You think so? Is $3.50 a tray?
That's a ton.
I got both of mine at the dollar store.
Yeah.
And they come together.
Okay. Well, look, that's the pack of 2. You get a little bit of a break for buying in bulk. The 4-pack is $9.95.
Yeah.
Is that a fair price?
No, that's astronomical.
That's a lot for an ice cube tray.
My 2 came together $1 for 2 trays at Dollar General.
Why are you skimping so much on your ice cube trays?
Well, I don't need them. I have like an ice maker. So really I'm not skimping, I'm splurging. If you think about it.
Right. You use that much ice that you often run out of refrigerator made ice and you have to switch to the dollar store ice cube trays?
No. So we got a new fridge and we didn't have the right hookup, and Gigi drinks water like it's water. She drinks a lot of water. So she kept hitting the button and I guess it made a burst or something. There was too much flowing through. So we had to get a piece. Not like 2 weeks. So we didn't have
So you didn't want to invest in a nice luxury set of ice cube trays like these Kitsch easy release.
I guess so. Yes. Yeah.
8 cube trays, because apparently they're very expensive for ice cube trays.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so we are expecting there to be a lot of 5-star reviews since they're so expensive. And there are. Let me just need to find where it says the number of reviews. Oh, here we go. Okay. 1,000. This just makes it great. 1,791 people had the time to review these fucking ice cube trays.
Who are these people?
Oh, man.
You know what? I'll bet one of them is my dad.
Your dad would definitely review one of these. Yeah. Oh, great. So out of the 1791, 1,530 of them were 5-star reviews.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
There are 41 1-star reviews.
Right. So I saved a bunch of them, and we're going to read them to you. So we're going to go through the 5-star reviews first.
Okay.
So this one is from Jay Walton. He's a top 1,000 reviewer on Amazon. I think that just means you have no life, no friends, and you just review shit on Amazon all day long.
That's all he does.
Yeah. If you're shopping for non-brittle ice cube trays, then look no more.
That's funny in itself. Keep going.
As we were able to see them in a brick and mortar store. Who talks like this? After a few months or so of using these other trays, they would begin to break at the cube connection points. What the fuck? What the fuck is a cube connection point? And water would leak through. After spending some time searching for ice cube trays that would last longer than a few months, we came across these Kitsch easy release ice cube trays. We had these Kitsch ice cube trays for about 9 months to date, and they are definitely durable and built to last the twisting that is required to break the ice apart. We typically fill each cube to just a little below the separator line and freeze. When putting a tray into the freezer, we will place who the fuck is this? We'll place it below another tray, which can cause the two to freeze together. We just twist the top tray with the ice that we would like to use to separate the two trays and begin to break up the ice into individual. I'm not making this up. This is an actual review. If you're in the market for an ice cube trays that are built to last, then these Kitsch ice cube trays are definitely a good buy.
Okay. Can I point something out here? So he's had these Kitsch trays for about 9 months, correct?
Right.
So
If I get 9 months out of an ice cube tray, I'm ecstatic.
9 months after buying this product and thinks to himself, well, God damn it, I really, really need to rate those. These are some goddamn good ice trays. Like,
This guy is obsessed with ice cube trays.
like, what the fuck, dude?
The cube connection point, the separator line.
Very scientific at the way he says
He had instructions on how to twist the ice cube trays apart when they freeze together.
Can I read the next one?
Yes.
Okay, ready? All right, this is another 5-star review, I believe. And this comes from hold on, it's on a separate page.
Lark.
Oh wait. Is that what it is? It's Lark. Okay, is it the Oh Man one? It starts with Oh Man?
No.
That's
No, I have them listed in the outline, but read. Yeah, read.
I'm reading the outline. That's where I am. All right, so it's,
hold on, wait.
It's underneath.
Is it Camly Spy?
I think so. Yeah, Camly Spy. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh man. ... Look what I've become.
No. You're missing the first part.
Where's their first? Oh, their title. Need ice without getting deported.
Bad form. That's just.
Oh my god, that's horrible, but really funny. Okay. Oh man. ... Look what I've become. Here I am reviewing an ice cube tray on Amazon. Looks like I better finish my glass of bourbon before I get started. Paragraph. Hey, lots of Y's. So, 2 periods. These ice cube trays are pretty sweet, man. Legit spelled correctly, though. They're just some good old-fashioned ice cube trays. Did I mention they make ice? But don't be fooled. They require a freezer to perform the freezing operation. All jokes aside, once these bad boys have the solid form of water in them, all you have to do is give them a little opposite bend from each side and voila, frickin' ice cubes, baby. Perfect for people who like their drinks extra cold because it's ice. Yeah.
So this guy is just full of dad jokes. Oh,
Let me tell you, I went a little rogue here, and I found one on the website by someone named C. Weaver, who same product from Texas, so he would know the best way to keep a cold drink cold.
Right, because it's hot there. Yeah.
5 stars, very good ice trays. Very good ice trays. ... I'm going to read this word for word. These ice trays sort of surprised me. I was expect a good tray, but not as good as they turned out to be once I used them. If you don't overfill them, your ice will come out with a small bit of twist almost every time, which is a big improvement over the other ice trays I've had.
that's so hot.
I've also noted how they stack. Instead of the turn one tray one way and the next the other routine isn't used here. And that's a plus for me after countless times getting the trays turned the same way and creating a mess. I also like what they're made of. It's flexible, but not to the point of being firm enough to be handled without very problems. The only problem I had, which hasn't a big concern as I faced this before, is that they were a bit long for my small frigg's freezer area. Anything over 11 inches causes my freezer door to close correctly. But I get around this by trimming a very small amount of the end off each tray off. That solves the problem.
What the fuck?
Very nice product. The best part about this is you can click on C. Weaver, and he reviews a ton of stuff. He reviews Champions Men jersey shorts with pockets. These HP 63 2-inch cartridges worked great, but were very easy to install. That was a good buy. But there's another refurbishing cartridges that were a bit iffy. So I trust what C. Weaver has to say.
Sorry.
You know, I want to bet you all $100 right now that he has a fucking huge pulsating erection while he's writing these reviews.
You know what? When Mountz was reading about the 11 inches and the cutoff,
I'm not going to lie, I got a little hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He has an Amazon review for the Star Wars The Last Jedi movie.
Oh my God. Can you read it to me?
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Warning, there's spoiler. The 3-star review. Who dies next? ... Question mark. Warning, spoilers ahead. Well, let's see. Han gets killed off in the first movie by his own son, by the way. Luke has copped out and disappeared, and the new dark side villains come off a bit lame. Han Solo's son comes across as a bungler, and the chief villain leaves a lot to be desired. The promises set forth in the last of the original movies is gone. I like the first movie even with these problems, as it went a good way to continue the story even with the things I didn't like. Then came this movie. Well, let's see. Luke gets killed this time, and Leia finally shows a much greater connection with the Force. But flying? This could have been much better. Then Luke comes across as a totally messed up Jedi who does not do much to help the newest Jedi in her training. To top this off, the chief bad guy gets killed off so Han Solo's son can become main villain. Really? The guy that couldn't handle the first fight well? Question mark.
Do you think this guy ever had sex?
No way.
Then they killed Luke off at the end when he finally decided to help, but they didn't let him take part in the fight in person and killed him off from long distance. Good grief. It will be interested to see how they recover from this movie in the next one. There were some really good spots, but they didn't really make up for the bad ones. A more competent villain and more depth for the hero might help. I'll be interested to see. And 11 people found that helpful.
Okay, so this guy has had sex with exactly one thing, and it's white plastic ice cube trays.
Right.
Second of all, he's so wrong. I just want to make the point that The Last Jedi was fabulous and unique. And the one before that, whose name shall not be mentioned, was a walking abortion of a reboot. And J.J. Abrams needs to keep his hands off Star Wars.
Back to ice cube trays.
Jeff will yell at me for an hour over this.
Lark is really, really pleased with these.
Lark?
Lark. But let's not concentrate on the name. That's not what's important. What's important is he's really, really pleased with these trays.
Okay.
No complaints so far. If that changes, I will certainly update this. Thanks, Lark, because I'll be watching. I'll check every day to make sure that there's no update. Every ice cube comes out of the tray every single time. Well, that's about all you expect from these things. Exactly what I was looking for. Really pleased with these. Not too flexible or stiff plastic, either one. Easy to manipulate. Bottom of cubes are rounded. Something I think contributes to them being so easy to remove. One tip with these is not to overfill them. We've heard this before. If you do, you might have a harder time breaking them apart and may end up with some uneven sized cubes. Oh, it's the horror. If you have any questions, no thanks, Lark. I think I know how to use ice cube trays. Leave them in the comments and I will be happy to answer. 66 people found that helpful.
Oh my God. Who are these people? All right, am I up?
Sure.
Or do you want to keep reading them?
Well, you can read one. Ronnie Jordan here. She looks like she's an author. She posted her picture
Yeah,
for her reviews, so everybody knows that it's the real Ronnie Jordan.
she's like a legit author, I think, because that's what it looks like. One of those pictures on the back of a.
If she were a legit author, she would have spelled authorized right and threshold.
Good point. Okay, Ronnie Jordan. She gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Perfect ice cubes, easy release. Dash. What more could you want? This was on November 18th, 2016, by the way. When the ice maker on my 22-year-old Sub-Zero model 550 fridge
I'm already bored.
brag much?
Shut up, Ronnie.
recently died after shorting out its dedicated circuit breaker. I was concerned.
Shut up.
I was concerned that the entire appliance was on the threshold, spelled incorrectly, of failure. But no, and I hope I'm not jinxing myself here.
Because how would you ever recover?
Everything else is still working as it should. So rather than spend $10,000 on replacing it, for instance,
Hold on. Why? Fixing a refrigerator does not cost $10,000.
No. So rather than wait, what was it? So rather than
$10,000 on replacing it.
Yeah. So that's
you don't have to spend $10,000 on a refrigerator.
So legit, I actually know this. My sister had a Sub-Zero, and they're like built in. They're the ones that kind of match your cabinets, and they suction closed. They are kind of really badass, but they're more like 20 grand actually. It's ridiculous how expensive they are. That's why she's bragging about her Zubs. She knows the model number and everything. She's like, I
want to kick this bitch in the face.
She's not messing around. And then she says, or $3,000 on the decent knockoff, which I also didn't want to do because God knows can't be fake, or $800 to replace the ice maker and a few cosmetic replacements, parentheses, as estimated by authorized, spelled incorrectly, repair.
Hold on.
Go.
She has a $20,000 refrigerator And she's not willing to spend $800 to replace the ice maker?
Exactly. And she also can't spell authorized. So I don't know where she works. I instead invested a few dollars on the excellent ice trays. Seriously excellent.
Are they more excellent than your Sub-Zero Model 550 fridge?
Well, the cubes are number one, #1, larger than those produced by any automatic ice maker, even her Sub-Zero apparently. #2, being made with Poland Spring from my kitchen water cooler instead of deplorable town water running through the fridge filter. And #3, melting more slowly in my drinks thanks to their perfect size. With freezer on the bottom, I had plenty of room for all 4 of these, stacked 2 by 2. The cubes release so easily with just one twist. And no plastic smell.
So fucking hot.
No residue. No BPA concerns. And no taste whatsoever of the foods. And since I still have the ice container in the freezer, very easy to store the cubes and make more, keeping it filled to my heart's content. If you have to make your own ice, these are the tools to go with.
Tools. Seriously, you're comparing ice cube trays to your fucking $20,000 refrigerator. All you did was admit that you're an idiot for buying a $20,000 refrigerator.
And Jay Walton gave her comment 5 stars. Other times he masturbated to her refrigerator.
So, Mountz, do you want to start us off with the 1-star reviews, Maria C?
I found a bunch of doozies that aren't on your list. I have one from.
Are you saying my list is worse than your list now?
No,
Careful, you're going to lose your non-paying job.
I'm saying you have a beautiful list, but I can't get over. There's 41 of them. There's one from Hin Nguyen Nigye. It's Asian name of some sort. 1-star update. I don't see any other ones, but update. I use a lot of ice. ... I don't know how this is possible, but the ice melts completely after 1 can of Coke. I used the whole tray and all the ice is gone. It's ridiculous. I'm also a very faster drinker, so when I go to get a new Coke, I also have to go get new ice. That's probably why it came with 4. Bought a new ice tray a couple days ago, much better. Ice actually stays ice longer. This review is not a joke. It's the ice cube tray's fault that it melts.
Right. Not the fact that you're dumping warm fucking Coke all over it and drinking 20 of them a day.
He's a faster drinker.
So Maria C gives these ice cube trays 1 out of 5 stars because they cracks and buy if you like de-icing your freezer. I would give these 0 stars if I could. After a year, that's not enough.
Yeah, right.
After a year, 3 out of the 4 had multiple cracks. The water leak is slow but fast enough that I had a thick layer of ice at the bottom of my freezer. If I thought defrosting my work freezer was a pain, it was nothing compared to the solid sheet I had to melt to make my freezer clean again. Thankfully, I saved my old dollar store trays. They never cracked, so I put them back into use until I can try another brand. First of all, if you have working ice cube trays, why did you go get more?
And why not get them from the dollar store where you got them cheaper the first time?
And also, why are you going to go try other brands if these are perfectly fine?
Who the fuck doesn't notice that your ice, like your trays, they said the leak was slow. Even if it's any speed, like what, you're just like, oh, well, it's going to freeze before it leaks all over my fucking... There's like 8 1-star reviews. Like, if you like cleaning up leaking water, like, you know it's leaking. Why are you? Why
not take them out of the rotation there?
Here, I have one here quick. It just says Amazon customer. Frozen ice, late made ice, water, first sip tasted like gas. Do not buy this product. They're toxic. I received the trays and opened them up and right away got some weird, silky / sticky white stuff coming off them. So I washed them and froze ice, late made ice, water. First sip tasted like gas. Do not buy this product in all caps.
Oh dear God. This is the greatest day of my life.
Do you want to read Bob McGuire's?
I do want to read Bob McGuire's.
Go for it.
1 out of 5 stars. These trays will crack on October 14th, 2017.
This is only 2 years ago, folks.
Yeah, remember. I'm surprised Amazon hasn't completely taken it down by now. I don't know how these got to be #1.
It's like what's that magazine that does the rankings every year? It's a Reader's Digest.
Yeah.
Matt, cracked.
In ice cube mold in trays. My guess is that the reviews are being written a few weeks or even a few months after the purchase date. Here's my experience. I purchased this 4-pack in August of 2016. So this is October of 2017, guys. So it's been a while, but they seemed great at first. Let's face it, there isn't much to rate on ice cube trays.
There's nothing, Bob. There's nothing to rate about an ice cube tray. I don't think about – Leah's going to read the rest of this. I just want to point out that I don't think about any of this, any of these things when purchasing an ice cube tray.
I literally go buy the first one I see.
Are they big, voluptuous, bulbous cubes? Go ahead.
1. Are the cubes a good size? 2. Are the cubes easily dispensed from the tray? 3. These are a lot of criteria. How long does the tray last before needing replacement? 1. Again, so I guess this would be 1A. He screwed that up. I knew the size of the cubes when I made the purchase. 2.
It's like he's buying a fucking used car.
2. The cubes come out of the tray easily after running the tray underwater for just a few seconds. No problem so far. 3. A crack developed in one of the ice cube trays after about 6 months. By 1 year, all the trays had cracked. I'm shopping for new trays today and will toss these when the new trays arrive. So he's holding on for them just in case. Just in case this takes too long. You can't have ice.
Poor Bob can't afford $10 a year on ice cube trays. Like, how long do these people want a piece of cheap plastic to last that you're twisting every day?
I'm thinking of trying silicone. Does anyone have any suggestions? Save your $10. These are junk. God.
I got one here from D Martin.
Oh.
Hashtag or air quotes not stackable.
Oh. That's gonna be a good one.
November 3rd, 2018.
This is on the list, yeah.
Ice trays are pretty basic and pretty hard to mess up. I've got to rate this one 1 star because these trays are not stackable. Fill them to the standard level. The trays will stick to each other. This is a huge pain in the butt and presents sanitary hazards.
Water on water is dangerous.
The ad explicit says stackable. Trays stack easily and neatly in the freezer without sticking to each other. That ad is full of lies. This is another case where I think the positive reviews are fake because they are just poorly designed, cheap plastic trays.
They're designed like every ice cube tray.
But listen, 3 months ago, so this is November 3rd, 2018 was this comment. 3 months ago, which would have been what? July? August, September, October. July of 2019. A gentleman by the name of DS commented, "My positive review was real." So he's from New York.
Are they seriously fighting over their reviews? This is so-
Yeah. Ooh.
This is one of my favorite 1-star reviews. It's from J, just the letter J.
Mhm.
It was April 5th, 2018. He took the time to write this. Only 2 trays came in the pick, or only 2 trays came in the pick shows 4. You want to know why it's my favorite one?
What?
Why?
If we go back here, first of all, I'm looking at the ad right now. We're taking way too much time. There's only 2 trays in the ad, so he's wrong. But it clearly says there's 2 options: a 2-pack and a 4-pack.
He clicked on
And he bought the 2-pack.
He bought the 2-pack and expected 4. Fucking asshole.
Yeah. Cool. Completely. So DS, who just commented about how the ice
We're
trays
going back to DS.
were great. He reviewed a USopoly Mickey, the original chessboard, and it says 1 star, fatal flaw. And then I can't say for sure since I don't own this, but it just looks like this in the picture that the board is oriented incorrectly. How are you going to review something you don't own? But in chess,
Yeah, you got to have a lot of balls to review something that's not yours.
When you
that
play-
you've never used.
we got to get this guy on the show. When you play chess, the board must be in a position so that the first row in front of you has a black square on the left and a white square on the right.
Okay.
I often notice this since most ads and movies tend to get it wrong. In chess circles, it's known as the Hollywood setup because they tend to put the pieces on the wrong side. I suppose you could play chess on this Disney set if you turn the board sideways so that the Mickey, the true original, are on the left and right side of the board. Otherwise, you can't possibly play a valid game of chess the way they made it.
So this is going to be a segment that we're going to do from time to time.
Oh,
I don't know if it's going to translate over the show, but I certainly enjoyed it.
I did too.
I seriously almost peed my pants through some of it. So yes, I enjoyed it.
Just think when you think back to this day in your life as you're listening to this, just remember that over 1,700 people took time out of their day to rate basic white ice cube trays that are a little bit overpriced.
Just know that no matter how bad your life is, you're hopefully not one of those people.
One of those 1,700 people.
It could be worse. You could be
And
Amazon reviewing the most thing in the world. Oh, Mountz, you all right over there?
DS also reviewed these. He reviewed like the grippy things that you put like under like furniture so it doesn't move on a hardwood floor.
Oh, yeah.
God,
Hold on. He gave him a 1 star.
And a tough guy.
Let me see where it is.
these are bullshit.
Yeah. It was right after he reviewed cargo shorts.
Oh,
But 1 star, not a very grippy rubber. These aren't effective at all. I thought they'd be a very grippy rubber, almost like a sneaker soles. Something that would really grip a wood floor. They're more like that plastic rubber on the bottoms of cheap flip-flops, the kind that's really slippery. I suppose they're slightly better than nothing, but not what I expected at all.
Oh my god.
I don't know why that one got me aroused a little bit.
Yeah, you were like dying over that one. That one kind of fell flat for me, but still.
Yeah, I lost interest and started checking my text messages. Let's take a break and we'll be back. That was our first time reading Amazon reviews ever in all of our lives. None of us have ever read one, and that was a lot of fun. What did we learn today? Let's start with you. What did you learn?
I learned that there are passions that run deep with ice cube trays that I have no understanding of.
Leah, what did you learn today?
I think I learned today that it's about time we need to work together to make ice cube trays great again.
Yeah, I learned that there's way too many people that care a lot about ice cube trays.
Way too many people. There's too many people owning them at this point in time. Doesn't every fridge make ice?
I also think I learned that this whole review culture that we've built needs to get knocked down a peg.
Oh yeah.
But then we wouldn't have a show, so never mind. Because clearly we can't carry one.
This is going to be a great episode. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, because of the Amazon.
Exactly.
Not because of us.
Oh, well, kind of, because it was your idea.
Burning question. I put this out on our social media. We got some response to it. Best television theme song ever. I want you to think about it, because when I posed this question, like some things came to my mind, like at first, and I thought about it a little bit more, and then I changed my mind. This is not an easy question. Okay. Leah, best television theme song of all time.
I need some clarification before I answer. You email on the Facebook page, you said sitcom specifically.
Yes, sitcom.
So it has to be a sitcom. It has to be a situation comedy.
Yes. Okay.
So, and if it's a song, does it have to have words?
No.
Can it just be an instrumental?
Yes.
Okay. So
there's no stupid questions, but that one's really close.
Okay. So I am going to go with my original answer and say All in the Family.
Okay. That one doesn't excite me.
Well, I just think it's something, if you start to sing it, everybody knows it. That's what I'm going by. Or Cheers. Cheers probably is up there.
See, I told you that you have to really think about it.
Yeah, you do.
Because I think we all have different qualifiers in our head. And I don't want to tell you what your qualifiers should be. I think that's your choice. But I think if a lot of shows meet those qualifiers, at least in my mind.
Yeah.
And then there's other things that are important to me.
What? So, what's your criteria?
Do I sing along every time?
Mm-hmm.
Does it get stuck in my head to the point where I want to rip my face off?
Yes. Okay.
Is it by an actual band, or is it, was it made specifically for that show?
Okay.
Is it relevant now, back then, or 100 years from now? Yeah. There's a lot of things. I took this question very seriously. Mountz, what's your favorite sitcom theme song of all time?
So my major TV watching was TGIF on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to say, my favorite TV theme song of all time is the MacGyver theme song, but that's not a sitcom.
A great one, yeah.
So out of all of them, the song that I think sticks with me the most, that I sing with every single time, and I will sing it forever for the rest of the night if I hear it, is Step by Step.
Yeah, someone mentioned that. I don't even know if it was you, but
it was probably me.
That's a good one.
Full House is my favorite sitcom. The old one that was the show I loved the most growing up, and Family Matters. But Step by Step,
Step by step, day by day. That one?
Yep, fresh start. That's right.
Yeah, okay. The deeper we fall. Oh, wow.
And I still see the entrance, the opening with the riding the roller coaster.
Yeah. Holy shit. I haven't thought about that show in 20 years. Your rote memory is just fascinating, how that whole thing just came back to me. Good answer. I like that.
I think about that show every day. How we should, when we make a lot of money, we should remake it.
The show? The whole show?
Yep. But not do anything different. Just have us playing the characters and recreate every episode.
That would be awesome.
This question inspired an idea that I would love to just spend some time and just recreate all the famous opening themes, which is characters that have been in our skits and stuff. Just people that have been in our skits playing those characters.
I love that idea.
I think I made the joke, imagine me as Carl Winslow.
Yeah. That would be so funny. I love it.
Mountz is Urkel.
I love it.
Or what's the little kid's name? Richie.
Richie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rare condition.
So we had some great ones out there. A lot missed.
Mhm.
But Sanford and Son was brought up. That's a great one.
That's a great one.
There's so many good ones. Cheers is the reason I don't pick Cheers. I feel like that one's retired and in the Hall of Fame. There's no question. It's the GOAT.
But it's also kind of a real song. Same with like Friends. It's a song.
Right. But what they did was capture the most iconic part of that song, and even though people probably don't know it's from a real song, they know the Cheers theme, and you can actually play just the Cheers part of the theme, like on the jukebox. They don't have the whole song.
Really?
If you search Cheers theme, it plays like that 40-second clip of it. So then also like another big one that was missed was Drew Carey. All the theme songs from Drew Carey are just brilliant.
Oh, the Cleveland Rocks one.
I wake in the morning and I do. I forget the words, but maybe that's why it didn't make number one. But it's up there. A lot of the older shows, Roseanne has a really iconic theme. Step by Step, one of my favorite shows. But also one that I was really surprised that was missed was, if you remember, Nickelodeon had like the preteen, after school, like 2-hour mark. Hey Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You salute your shorts. Yeah.
Oh my God. That was like the greatest show.
But the one that gets me every single time, and I wasn't even, I just started watching this show because I need to take a break from Friends, Park and Rec, and my usual rotation. I started rewatching that 70s show. That theme visually and musically gets me every single time. So, Netflix has the skip option now, which is great. I skip the Friends theme every single time. I skip the New Girl theme every single time. I skip the Parks and Rec theme every single time. I watch that 70s show theme straight through every single time.
I think that's almost a big part of the show. You're right. Like when it was on the air at the time, I remember watching it, and every season when they change it and the license plate in the back, like it's so good. It's part of the show, how they act and how Donna, and have you ever noticed the part where she's like, the thing, not a thing to do, but talk to you. Yeah. She always, in every episode, she puts every season, her hands on the dashboard.
Yep.
Goes like that. And that's just little things like that. You're right. That is extremely iconic. That's probably.
And you sing along, and it's from an actual song.
The Kiss song, yeah.
No, Cheap Trick, I think.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the song, it doesn't have the same effect.
Not at all. It's better when Cass sings it.
They arrange the music differently. If you listen to the chorus, it doesn't line up the same way as it does in the show. It's much better on the show.
I think it's the cast singing over it after season 1. I think that's them.
Yeah, but you can still hear his voice because of the way he says certain words. You can really tell. But
yeah, you can.
Even though it is a good song by itself, it's not better than what they changed it to, which I love. Other Cheers has done that and that kind of thing, but for some reason this is just huge. It's a huge difference.
We should do this one. Family Ties is a good one too. We should do this again with like dramas.
Yeah. We will. Maybe.
Cool.
If we don't get canceled.
Okay.
We don't get canceled after this episode. So let's move on to what pisses us off. You want to start the segment here?
Do I want to start things that piss me off?
You have to answer that question before you actually start the segment.
Yeah.
Do I
Okay.
want to start off? Well, let's answer that question first. Let's do a deep dive into whether Leah wants to start. Listen, I'm the boss. I'm telling you, you're starting off.
Okay. Fruit flies piss me off. I'm gonna go with that one. So
Oh my God.
they fucking piss me off so bad. So like you go to the grocery store, you get some fruit, you put it wherever you're gonna put it. And sometimes we put it on my island.
I don't know. Where do you put it?
To each his own. You never know. People are really weird. So my kids really like bananas. So I leave
For
it there.
example, I like to put fruit in my butthole.
And then, but the fruit's fine. And then all of a sudden, it's covered with flies.
Uh-huh.
Your windows are closed, your doors are closed. Where do the fucking flies come from? And why are they always on my fruit? It drives.
Their eggs are laid on the fruit.
So you are eating bugs essentially,
right?
All the time.
Also, I don't understand. Maybe I'm crazy here, but do you guys all like warm fruit?
Not all kinds of fruit that's warm, but only some I do.
I don't understand. I don't get this thing where you leave fruit out. I put it in the refrigerator.
Well, it depends on the fruit.
All the fruit, every single fruit, I put in the refrigerator.
You put bananas in the refrigerator?
I don't really eat bananas, but I would. Yes.
See, bananas, if you put them in the fridge, they get gross and brown really fast.
Oh, so okay. So I won't put the bananas in the refrigerator. But,
right. Or
like oranges.
Oranges go in the fridge. Yes.
But some people don't put them in the fridge is what I'm saying. Why?
And some people don't put apples in.
Apples have to be in the fridge.
Sometimes they don't. And my thing is.
No, because then they get soft and mushy and they turn brown.
I agree with you.
They grow on trees that aren't in fridges.
They do grow.
Right, but when you remove them brutally from the tree and cut off its life supply,
right?
See, I just beg the tree to drop them
in your mouth,
into my mouth, and then I eat
swallow
them instantly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I fruit flies piss me off as well.
Yeah, they really piss me off. I hate them. They should
Mountz, what pisses you off?
Currently, at my new job, there's a bathroom. There's a bathroom downstairs, which is like a locker room, change room, which is now my preferred going station. But upstairs in the main area of the restaurant, pee.
Pee.
The setup is there's a sink, a stall, and 2 urinals. But the urinals location is right next to the stall. So if you use the second one and someone comes in and uses the first one, you're stuck.
Mm.
You have to decide if you're done before the first person. Do you squeeze? You would have to grind on them.
Mm.
There's not enough room. Even I'm a bigger person, but smaller people too.
Can you take a picture?
I could take a picture next time I'm there and show you.
I'm fascinated by these urinals.
So I stand there, and the one time, now I choose to go downstairs, but the one time I got in, went all the way to the end for whatever reason. I can't tell you why I didn't just stay in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was by myself. In comes the second guy. Ooh. I'm done. And I go to walk behind him, realize I'm not going to squeeze through. So I turn back and act like I'm peeing again.
I'm so hard right now.
It's just a bad setup. At what point did they think that was an acceptable setup?
Right. Poor engineering. Let's just chalk it up to that.
Yep.
Whoops. So sticking with the bathroom theme, what pisses me off, and I've been experiencing this a lot lately, I've been using a lot of public restrooms.
Why?
I don't know why. My body is set up very weird. Anytime I go into a new house that I've never been in, I have to poop immediately.
Do you poop in people's houses that you're showing?
Yeah.
Yay! I love that. Okay.
But also, people I just meet, I've known them literally for 30 seconds. Oh, can I use your bathroom? It's to poop.
Oh my God.
But also, the same thing happens a lot of times when I go to the grocery store. I just, my body has to poop. So I use a lot of public restrooms. So I am an expert on public restrooms. And I'm all about saving the planet. I'm all about the environment. I love the idea of hand dryers instead of towels, but it's getting ridiculous. It's literally to the point where it's blowing the skin off my hands.
Yeah.
Are really
Why do we
intense.
need them? Why do we need them to be like a jet-powered engine?
Enzo we went to Wawa the other day
And he
and
blew
put
away? like a fucking tornado?
his walls. Like the chick in The Exorcist.
How?
No, but like he had like a red mark on his hand for a while, like a brush burn, because he's so tiny.
How many kids have to get blown across the earth until we do something about this? I'm telling you, it's crazy. Like those what do they call them? Air blade? Those air blades? And it's like, oh, it'll dry your hands in like 30 seconds. Hands weren't meant to dry in 30 seconds.
What's the proper amount of like pressure, do you think?
The original hand dryers that took like a half hour to dry your hands.
Okay, so we need to make
those
dryers great too. What?
the bathroom that would have the big towel that would just recirculate?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it'd just be this cloth thing that you dry your hand on and then pull it and it would go in a circle.
And we were just to assume that it was getting cleaned in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things, I always had a bad feeling like, man, they're really disgusting. Like, I don't know why would you even dry your hands on that? Why not just wash your hands with soap and water? You're better off just wiping it on your pants.
Yeah, or air dry. Yeah.
And I also get this like vision of the air dryers just like blowing around all the fecal matter
100%.
that's in the air anyway. You know what I mean?
Oh, nasty.
Yeah. But it's got to stop. It's out of control. And like I feel like it's like every year they're trying to better themselves. Like we're at the point we're good. We don't need any more power behind these things. No Tim the Toolman Taylor shit.
The next step is just lava melts the dirt off your hands.
Right. You put your hands in there and your whole body just explodes. It's like there's so much pressure. But you know what? We got the hand drying time down to less than 5 seconds. So maybe if we do better on all the other stuff, we can just bring back regular towels. Because to me, that's still the best way to dry your hands.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
So let's plug some things. We actually have things to plug.
Mm-hmm.
So Mountz, you have the job of plugging the Pookie in Paradise Fantasy Football League. So give us a little update. It's been this is our 5th week.
5th week, yeah.
A lot has happened. A lot of twists and turns. Lots of drama. You promised me a weekly update. We said, hey, maybe every 4 weeks, and I still don't have one.
You had the first one.
I got the first one on the 2nd week, so it was kind of it was kind of irrelevant at that point.
Well, it was at the end. There.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I will put one out after Monday night this week.
Like every 5 weeks?
Every 5, yeah. Okay. Every 5 weeks should be good. But, I mean, Leah did get one big win.
I did. That's the only thing I wanted. That's right, Kyle Homer. You eat on the fact that I'm the only person you're the only person that lost to me.
Yep. That's what we all wanted at the beginning of this.
Right, that's it. That's all we wanted.
Yeah, and we had a fair amount of interaction on social media.
Yeah, a big shout out to Brad McCallie,
yes,
and Chad. They're both very creative with their posts. I really like them. Even Brad today had like a little graphic put in his video.
Yeah.
I actually just want to say too, I do apologize. I didn't post my video last week or this week yet. I'll post it sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to.
But last week it was a combination of just being so busy and so embarrassed that my entire fantasy football lineup had to be basically Redskins. And I think I scored 45 points total?
Close to that.
I was very embarrassed. I had to hide. I was contemplating suicide. But I ultimately decided that maybe I'll give it another whirl this week. Anyway, go ahead, Mountz. Continue your update.
We had a few upsets. I'm currently 3-2, so that's amazing. But
I'm really surprised how poorly Rick is doing.
Yeah, Rick's doing really poorly. Cooper Trooper Sierra Baby destroyed Luciferian Taints this week.
Really?
Which was surprising.
Which, yeah, Brad puts out really great videos and trash talk, but his team is terrible.
Well, yeah, he's 2-2. He'll be 2-3. He lost 100. Cooper Trooper Sierra's Baby scored 177 points today.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and Brad's done, so he definitely lost. You only scored 48 points so far.
Right, but I got two monsters going tomorrow.
Yeah, you got two monsters playing tomorrow. So, and yeah, you just
that's a low scoring matchup too.
Yeah, Team Walsh only has 79, so you just got to get 31 points.
That's it. It's easy.
Yeah, Baker and Odell.
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone still?
Look at 30 points on the first pass.
Sorry.
Let's see, Tube Sock Titties so far. You have lost again.
You know what's weird? You know what's weird about our league? There's two teams that have the acronym titties. Why is that?
Who's another titty?
I don't know. I just saw that a trade went down between, and they used the abbreviation.
Oh.
And it said titties. I'm like, Leah made a trade? She doesn't even know. She drafted Jay Cutler. How does she know how to make a trade already? It was like the first minute after the draft. And then I saw it wasn't you. And I'm like, why are there two? Why is it? Why are there two titties? Is that the update?
That's the update. Everything's going great.
That's all that's happened in the past 5 weeks.
Yep.
Those three things.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the update.
It's been a very riveting 5 weeks. Those three things happened, and that's it.
And we still have 2 undefeated teams, and they appear that they will still be undefeated after this week.
Right. So those 4 things have happened.
Suck My Ditka is 4-0.
Ah.
Oh man,
They will be 5-0. And actually, the other undefeated team lost to him, Footlong Foals.
Mm.
Oh wow.
So there's only one undefeated team.
So like 7 things happened.
Yeah.
Okay, Leah, tell us about social media and what's been going on there. Nothing? Okay.
Nothing. Yeah, pretty much nothing.
Now, if you go over to the Ever Evolving Truth
We got a
Facebook
lot.
page, there's a lot going on every day. But once in a while we post something. We have over 400 followers now. I'm excited about that.
We do. And
We haven't done anything in 4 weeks.
we have a guest coming on. We're hoping to do his interview next Sunday. His name is Aaron. And he is, speaking of social media, he is, I don't even know, I guess call him Insta famous in a way. He has a Twitter handle, Twitter and Facebook and all social media. And he makes memes. He's a meme maker. And one of his is Effin Birds, EFFIN Birds, and also Swear Track instead of Star Trek. So it's basically just photos of birds cursing, and he has millions of followers.
It's hilarious.
From Canada. And he has some really interesting stories. So we're hoping that's going to help our social media presence. But if you don't know who he is, check out his 2 sites. So you'll have an idea of who he is for next week's episode. I think you guys, if you like this show, you'll find his shit really amusing.
We also want to give another little plug to the Ever Evolving Truth. Go listen to it. We're having a live finale November 16th. And there's a meaning behind that date, but it's going to be right here in good old Berks County, Pennsylvania at the Inn at Reading. And it's going to be a nice night out for anybody who wants to join us. Get caught up, buy your tickets, the Ever Evolving Truth.
Also, November 16th has a reason, but November 17th, the following day, is my birthday.
No, nobody cares.
Well, they should, because they should come out and drink heavily with me, because Jeff and I think Mountz are going to tie one on hardcore. So we should take a microphone and record it for this shit. So if you want to be on Pookie Paradise drunk as shit, buy a ticket, come to the Ever Evolving Truth live Q&A, and party with us afterwards.
Yes. Mountz, do you plan on getting nuts that night?
Yeah.
Make sure you take off from both your jobs.
I will be planning on taking off both jobs.
And also, we just released recently a new skit starring Andrew J. Mountz called Awake Apnea. Go watch it.
It's hilarious. Seriously, watch it. Subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't yet. Give us a like. Ring the bell so you could see any of Jeff's skits. We did one a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, that I'm dying to see. It's really funny, I think.
Leah's just like jumping in on me here.
I'm trying to help you out here. I thought this was my job.
Your job was to just tell everybody how you've not posted anything on social media for like 3 months. No, check out the skits. Really funny. At least I think so. And Leah thinks so.
I do.
And Mountz doesn't think so. But we're going to leave you now.
Leah already did.
Signed off before we were done.